Get reliable and accurate local news with Inform.com. Inform.com is your trusted local news source with journalists dedicated to keeping you informed about what's happening in your community. Visit Inform.com now.
She was killed in a North Dakota hit-and-run in 2019. Police identified the vehicle type, but who was the driver? You're listening to The Vault, a Forum Communications podcast featuring true crime and general intrigue from the Upper Midwest. I'm Chris Kurzman, reading a story originally published by the Grand Forks Herald on July 19, 2022, and written by Megan Arbogast. 3 years after the hit-and-run that killed 39-year-old Christina Lynn Melvin, the answers into who was driving the vehicle that fatally struck her remains unknown. The case has since been declared a cold case for the Grand Forks Police Department. The incident happened around 4:59 a.m. on April 7, 2019. Officers at the Grand Forks Police Department were dispatched around the area of Demers Avenue and Interstate 29 for a report of a possibly deceased subject, later identified as Melvin. When arriving on scene, CPR was administered, but Melvin was pronounced dead while being transported to Altru Hospital. Evidence collected from the scene indicated that Melvin was struck by an unknown vehicle, and the crash was believed to have occurred between 4:45 and 4:59 a.m. The car that struck Melvin was believed to be driving eastbound on the 4500 to 4600 block of Demers Avenue. Several witnesses who saw Melvin walking in the area at the time were interviewed by investigators. It was later determined that Melvin, a resident of Bedford, Pennsylvania, was passing through Grand Forks on the Amtrak train. Vehicle debris collected from the scene was analyzed to determine the make and model of the striking vehicle, with results indicating it was most likely a 2010 white Nissan Altima. The damage obtained to the vehicle was believed to be to the right front corner of the car, with possible damage to the hood. While a potential vehicle has been identified, a known driver of the vehicle hasn't. At the time of the incident, GFPD first offered a $2,500 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the driver that struck Melvin, though the department increased the reward to $5,000 later in 2019. While Melvin's case is the most recent cold case at the Grand Forks Police Department, it isn't the only hit-and-run that has been designated as a cold case. On November 21, 1992, 42-year-old Mary Tepe was killed in a hit-and-run at the intersection of 11th Avenue North and North Washington Street. Little evidence was left at the scene, and there were only a few witness accounts. The 40-year-old cold case of 65-year-old Dolly Arnold, who was killed in a hit-and-run on December 23, 1981, was closed last year after investigators listed a city bus driver, who has since died and was never charged, as a main suspect. The police report indicated that it is unclear whether the bus driver would have even known that his bus struck Arnold, if that was the case. GFPD Lieutenant Jeremy Moe told the Herald previously that when working on cold cases, the department assigns each case to an investigator. Each investigator revisits their assigned case every year to see if new evidence has been presented. Quote, "That new information gets assigned to them and they follow up like they would normally do on any other case," Moe said. While available forensic technology can help crack some of the cold cases from decades ago, there are limitations. Quote, "Some of the cases that we have sent all those samples or biologicals to the lab, so there's no further testing that we can do with some of these cases unless something new that we don't currently have access to becomes available," Moe said. "That's one of the things that we're always constantly reviewing. Is there new technology or something that evidence can again be reviewed for some of these cases? That's part of the annual review." Other than those 3 hit-and-runs being designated as cold cases, according to records from the GFPD, a total of 340 vehicular hit-and-runs occurred last year, and 163 have occurred so far this year. In the past 12 years, 2011 had the most vehicular hit-and-runs, with a total of 477. For pedestrian motor vehicle crashes, 2021 had a total of 9, and 5 have occurred so far in 2022. 2017 had the most pedestrian motor vehicle crashes, with a total of 25. You've been listening to The Vault, a Forum Communications podcast covering true crime and general intrigue from the upper Midwest. Forum Communications is proud to be part of the Trust Project. Learn more at thetrustproject.org.